Ben Prater.
BBC Wiltshire.
Weirdos, freaks, creeps, look up the term brony online and you'll see a barrage of abuse directed at men who are adults sharing a passion for one of the biggest films out there over half-term, My Little Pony. Yeah, go on, Google it, brony. Where you might have seen queues of children with their parents outside of cinemas, you might also have seen groups of men, sometimes dressed up, waiting to see the brand new release. Marcus Lywood is from Trowbridge. He's been explaining why the universal message of the toy means something to him.
It's the magical?
Yeah. Friendship and flowers and ponies and blue.
I usually struggle with depression and anxiety pretty much since I was a teenager. So I feel like whenever that comes about and I'm feeling like really down and, don't want to do anything, kind of staying in bed all day, putting on something like My Little Pony with its colours and its very uplifting nature, I feel like that really helps in dealing with depression and anxiety. Obviously, there are some people that look at it weird, usually parents.
Well, our reporter Karen Gardner is at Marcus's home in Trowbridge now, no doubt surrounded by all that cuteness and cuddliness and fur. Good morning, Karen.
Guess what? Inside the house, there's lots of that. We're actually outside because we don't want to wake the entire household up quite yet, do we, Marcus? No. And I think that sort of gives a hint, really, because you're quite a thoughtful young man. So I think you understand why this is so important to you, My Little Pony.
Absolutely, yeah. For a lot of people, this is something that helps with any kind of mental issues they have. For me, I have depression and anxiety. This is the kind of thing that can help a lot of people. Helps a lot of people with social isolation and all kinds of things, really. That's the whole kind of nice kind of vibe that the show kind of gives, is this kind of nice positive feeling, really.
Because it sort of concentrates on what they call the elements of harmony: loyalty, honesty, generosity, kindness and magic. I suppose for a lot of people, they can't really see the connection between an adult man and a plastic horse.
Yeah, there's a bit of a learning curve, really, with that kind of stuff, but for me personally, I kind of see it as no different as I'm like a Trekkie who's into Star Trek or a Whovian who's into Doctor Who. The only difference being is that it's My Little Pony, really. I don't see any real difference.
Now, one of the things that's really important is that you're part of an international movement, and it's that sharing of your involvement in My Little Pony as a brony that is so important to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this is an international thing. Like, people from around the world watch this show, are into this show, collect the merchandise and everything. Like, that's just how big this is, and why I compare it to something like a Trekkie or a Whovian, because it's an international thing, but also because it's a very, very uplifting, very positive, very happy, colourful show. I think that makes it, again, why it helps some people deal with mental issues.
Now, you were introduced by a friend. Were you hesitant at first?
I wasn't really. Obviously, there's some people in the fandom who initially were a bit apprehensive about it because it's My Little Pony, it's meant to be for little girls. But then I watched the show and I found out it was both really good, and there's this fandom based around it that's very accepting of people of all ages, genders, nationalities, religions, anything like that. And it kind of just really, really made me get attached to the fandom because it's just so welcoming.
And you would argue that it's also very well produced TV and film.
Oh, definitely. It's very, very well produced. It's very funny at some points. There's a lot of great characters. There's a lot of great story points. It's been going on since 2010, so something must be doing. They must have been doing something right for it to go on that long, and it's still going.
Brilliant, Marcus. Thank you very much. Well, Ben, that's Marcus Lywood. Now, I think, I certainly, if I'm really low, will sit down and watch a Toy Story or a Bambi, because they were designed for children, but there's something very comforting about them. So I sort of get Marcus's approach. I have to say, I was thinking about My Little Pony and Lewis Hamilton. I have to think he'd definitely be riding a thoroughbred, wouldn't he, Ben?
I'm just a bit distracted by the fact that you're a big fan of Woody et al. From Toy Story. I can imagine you coming in with a space helmet shouting to infinity and beyond at 5 a.m. now. Karen Gardner, thank you, with Marcus there, giving him the chance to say why it is. He feels really strongly that there's nothing wrong with grown men, adults, being enamoured, intrigued by My Little Pony as a series. We've been having some nice texts and calls from you this morning about the toys that you found hard yourself to get rid of over the years, be it the Sylvanian Families toys that were littering my daughter's room from years and years ago. They were there last night when I went in to give her a bedtime kiss. I tripped over the blue Morris Minor with 3 squirrels in the front and a few squirrels in the back as well, I think with a porcupine and a badger. Sal, my wife, wants to maybe put those in the attic now. Mia's having none of it. I just say get them on eBay. You know, Christmas coming up, let's get some new toys invested.
Ben Prater.
BBC Wiltshire.